Dr. Ali Rashid Al Nuaimi is the General Director of the Department of Education and Knowledge and member of the Executive Council of the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. Dr. Al Nuaimi is also the Chairman of Hedayah, the Global Forum for Countering Violent Extremism. His Excellence, it's a pleasure to have you at Elcano Royal Institute this morning. What is the objective of Hedayah, the Global Forum on Countering Violent Extremism?
First of all, good morning. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk today. Actually, Hedayah is an international center and it was established in 2012 by the GCTF. It is the Global Forum to Counter Terrorism, which consists of 29 countries. And because of initiative that was offered by His Highness Sheikh Abdullah, the Foreign Minister of the UAE, to establish a center to counter extremism, and the UAE will host that center. This is, why it's in Abu Dhabi. But at the end, it's an international center. It serves the international community. This is Hedayah, and our staff is an international staff. We work wherever there is a threat to the world related to extremism. And in many initiatives, we do it with either with the European Union, with Spain. We have a certain initiative with the US, with Canada, with many countries. And we are active mostly wherever there is a threat, especially the hotspot of extremism that might at the end turn to be terrorism.
Mm-hmm. Concerning to Spain, what do you think could be could be the role of Spain in countering violent extremism? Because its position as a southern border of the European Union, but also a country with special ties with the Mediterranean and Arab and Muslim world.
Okay, first of all, we have to recognize this. Terrorism is a threat to the world, not to a single country. And no single nation will be able to counter terrorism by itself. None. And we in Hedayah, we look at terrorism as a threat to the world. So this is why we see that we have to be active everywhere, wherever there is a threat. And we believe that the root of terrorism is extremism. So we counter extremism in order to counter terrorism at the end. Spain, because of the location of Spain, because of its role within the European Union, within North Africa and West Africa, it has a major role. It has to play. There is no choice. There is a challenge of immigrant coming from North Africa and West Africa to Spain and going to Europe later on. And some of them, either they are already radicalized or there is an opportunity and potential to radicalize them. So I think Spain, as other country in the region, they have a major role to play in countering terrorism and extremism.
Mm-hmm. The main topic of your presentation today at Elcano Royal Institute will be the approach of United Arab Emirates to countering violent extremism. Could you please explain us what are the efforts that currently your country are doing in countering violent extremism?
Okay. First of all, sometimes they ask why the UAE is doing that. The UAE is a small country. We understand, our role and our capability also. But because we were able to develop a model of development in the region, a region which is unstable region, a region that suffer a lot from wars and terrorism, we had to play a role to protect our model. We were able in the UAE to create a lifestyle that you won't find it anywhere in the world. We have more than 200 nationality. they are living in peace and harmony, and enjoying a lifestyle they are willing to fight to protect. So we have so many initiatives related to countering extremism and terrorism because we want to protect our national security and to protect the model and the lifestyle that we were able to develop during the last 4 decades. So this is why, we made sure from the beginning that our educational system, the outcome of our educational system is that we will have a new generation who believe in tolerance, who believe in appreciating the other religion, culture, who believe that globalism is not only in business but in everything, and we have to play our part and do our share related to protecting humanity and also developing a common values that we as human beings we share regardless of our religion, our ethnics, our nationality. So we did a huge change related to our educational system. Our legislation protect the freedom of religion, the freedom of speech. We were able to develop many initiatives to spread a word of peace inside the UAE and outside the UAE. So this is why you have Hedayah. This is why we created the Muslim Elders Council to promote Islam as a religion of peace. This is why we created Sawab to counter the narrative of ISIS and many other initiatives. But at the end, there is a model of development where we believe in and we are willing to fight to protect.
And finally, regarding your last comment on the narratives, are the extremist groups winning the battles of the narratives on the social media? And what could be the role of the media in the awareness about of extremism and counter-narrative?
Well, you see, when you talk about the internet, when you talk about social media, when you talk about cyberspace, it's open. Everyone has the right and the opportunity to say anything and to do so many things. The problem is this, that these terrorist groups, they recognize from the beginning the importance of the social media, the way that they can utilize it to benefit them. So you will see that ISIS, Al-Qaeda, the Muslim Brotherhood, Boko Haram, Al-Shabaab in Somalia, they have their website. They have so many accounts in Twitter, in Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, that they are using it for 3 main things. First, for recruitment. Second, for fundraising. And third, to promote their ideology. And I believe we created Sawab with a certain cooperation with the United States to counter these narratives on the social media. Of course, you can't say that we won the battle. Every day there is something new in that space. So you have to be active, you have to be proactive, you have to create your initiative that will counter their narrative. And I don't believe that we should wait and see what they are doing and then start defending. No, we have to especially counter their ideology so they will not be able to promote their ideology or to recruit people to be part of their organization.
Okay, so thank you so much for coming to the Elcano Royal Institute to share with us your thoughts and your experience in this, of course, vibrant and most interesting topic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.